Alright, what's up guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video, and this is the walkthrough part 14. We're going to be doing this on a live stream, so it might be longer than the normal recording. Hang on. Okay, so I haven't actually opened this up since we did this last stream earlier this morning. We did a stream on my main city, and yesterday we did the walkthrough. Now, last I was on here, we had everything squared away, so we're going to have to go back through, collect everything. And then, as you can see, one of my roads here is red because I have a lot of traffic on it. So, because I have so many of these, rather than moving a ton of houses, I'm going to bulldoze it and repave it really quick because it's just going to be faster given the circumstances. Yep, it's going to happen. The traffic jams are going, especially with an area like this. Now, I could separate this stuff, but I really don't need to. So, essentially, I'm waiting for this area here to go red, but it's going to take time. I mean, on my main city, it took 3 weeks just to get the third one to finally go red. But once they're red, you don't have to worry about them anymore. Okay, but I have some questions that I need to ask some of you guys that are following the Missy's Building Guide. So, for those of you who are following the Missy's Building Guide, what is the hardest part for you guys with the Missy's Building Guide? Is it the contest of mayors? Is it, if it is the contest of mayors, what about it? Is it the prep, how to pick your assignments, having enough space? What is it, epic projects? Whatever the case may be, let me know, because I'm going to be writing the Missy's Guide Part 2 coming this week, because a lot of people are going to be moving into phase 2 where they go from level 24. So once you hit level 24 and you have everything all maxed out and squared away, you're going to have to move into phase 2, and that's where CPT is. Now, I haven't written that part of the guide yet, so I've just kind of been waiting on CPT to get a little bit closer. But before I finish up with that and then start writing part 2, I want to know what you guys are having the most issues with, so I can focus on that in these walkthroughs, so I can explain that stuff better. So let's see here. Yeah, you're only going to have 2 red for a long time, but make sure that you're not picking up. A lot of people, what they do is they only get 2 red for a long time and they get impatient. And what they do is they start putting other stuff on that road. And the moment that you pick that building up and you move it or you place something else down, you basically restart that timer, right? So try to leave it alone. It will eventually go red, okay? Now, right now, I have this stuff here. What I could do, since we have a sale, let's see, $5. Yeah, I'll just put some trees here in the area to kind of populate it a little bit more. Okay. Essentially, though, I'm going to be moving that stuff later on. Ooh, we forgot about our I forgot about our minerals task here. Whoops. Okay, so given the current circumstances with the fact that I have 23 tasks, 1 day left, and it's the beginning of the contest, it's my first round of Mega, I don't need to actually do these. So I'm going to start and cancel a couple of these just to get some new assignments. I'm hoping for like a simoleons task, because I'm just trying to get some quick, fast, easy points. And so far that's not happening, so normally you would not do this, okay? But given the circumstances, they're just going to go to waste anyways. So Jesus. And this is why comm prep is so important. And that's one of you guys on the last stream asked about com prep, and you said for level 23. Okay, so level 18 to 23 com prep is going to be the same thing because you don't have tokens unlocked. Well, you don't have gold tokens unlocked. Now, one of the things that's really crucial to the Missy's Building Guide is that you have a way to win silver tokens. And at your level, the only way to really do that is if you get into a club that specifically loses war, right? And that's what we focus on in my group for the people that are trying to win Mega, the level 20 players. We specifically try to lose the war so that you guys can win your silver tokens until you guys get to level 24. I mean, we win some, we lose some, so it's kind of an even flow. Prep and tasks with storage. Okay, so for you level 23 players, level 18 to 23, your com prep is going to include VU items. Okay, so on the day off from the contest, you guys are going to prep for items. Now, when you're not in Mega, you're going to want to scavenge for Dozer because you want to get these land unlocks done as many as possible before you hit Mega. Now, then, if you have any left over by the time you hit Mega, try to get them done and just get it over with, and that way they're not in your way. You're going to want to make sure that if you're short on storage space, that you're not holding on to stuff you don't need, okay? Like a bunch of metal, plastic, wood, things like that. Things that you can easily obtain on Global, don't hold on to. Try to have your shops all running accordingly. So what you're going to do, okay, you're going to click on your shop here. And you're going to look and see which items you have unlocked in your shop. And you're going to say, okay, out of these items, you need to pick an item that you think you may get a task for. And then what you want to do is you want to have 10 ready for pickup and the 11th one producing at all times. And that way you're not losing out on making money by just having stuff sit there. So let's say the 11th one finishes, you collect the one, and then you use these arrows here above from the shops like this to cycle through and put more down, right? And that way you at least have one producing at all times. Now that is crucial to your success, okay? The other thing is you want to have your factories prepped at all times, and you want to make sure that you're multitasking your tasks. So even if you're not necessarily going to do that task, you want to make sure that it's ready when it needs to be done. So hypothetically speaking, let's say that I had a carved wood task for 3,600, but I was doing a different task that was higher. I would start that carved wood task in the meantime. Okay? That way, if I decide to cash out on it, I can do that. Okay, so as far as the Missy's Building Guide goes, a lot of the main points of the guide is storage, comm, and production. So the way that you manage your storage is also going to have a huge impact on your entire gameplay, okay? So, let's see. Hang on, I want to see how many points this... Okay, that's just the one, so we'll go ahead and do this. Normally I would not do this, but we're in the low league, so it's okay. Okay. Hey. So, for any of you guys showing up late to the stream, I've asked several people if you've had any difficulties with the Missy's Building Guide or, you know, whatever. Like, if there's something that you find to be one thing that was the most difficult for you so far, what would it be? If you had to pick something to have another video done on, or you would need more information about or something. when it comes to the Missy's Building Guide, what is the most difficult part for you guys? Because I think for a lot of people, it is picking the contest of mayor's assignments. Ooh, see how quick that would have happened? Okay. So right now, I've stopped doing house upgrades. I'm saving those for when I get to Mega. And I'm going to continue on trying to hunt storage and dozer, unlocking dozer as many as I can so that I don't have a bunch of them when I get to Mega. Okay, so I'm just kind of flipping through the Missy's Guide here. You're going to want to produce donuts 24/7 and try to run your production line as much as possible, you guys. Like, as closely as you can to making the most coins. Anytime you see an opportunity to do that, do it. And does everybody here understand how to read the production guide, the charts? Because if you don't, you need to watch that video, because it's going to help you tremendously when it comes to the contest or just making money. So if you have an assignment, let's say, to produce a specific amount of items within a specific amount of time, all you have to do is go to the chart, look at what shop level you have, what token you're using, and it's going to tell you exactly how many of that item that you can get done on that token. So keep that in mind. That guide is really, really useful for more than just what we wrote it for. Okay. It's hard not doing these damn upgrades, let me tell you what. So the other thing that we're also doing is we're saving up to get the 5-slot factories and the VU tower. So I'm going to post some stuff here for sale. And since I'm not doing upgrades, I'm basically just selling off everything. So I'm going to offer it to my group here in just a minute. Okay. Full depot. All right. See if we can find any stuff. See if Daniel has anything here. What do you mean 130 foot? What? But only for rares, huh? Okay. I think what did we need to upgrade? Was it the 2 locks or was it something else? Let's see. Oh yeah, it must have been more than that because we don't have cameras or anything now. Okay, let me see what I have on my city here. I wonder how much did anybody here buy the pass rewards, the pink plum bob rewards, all the way to the very end? Because I sure as hell didn't. Shit seemed like a major ripoff. Alright, give me just a sec here. I'm trying to post some stuff on my other city. Oh, that's what I was going to show you guys. Hang on. Let me say something in the chat to give a bubble and I'll show you what I mean. So earlier we were doing the design on my main city, and I'll show you guys what I got done so far. And you guys, I want honest opinions, because if something looks like shit, tell me. Okay. So as you guys know, we were working in the back area on the left side. Now, I haven't decided 100% what I'm doing with the very back right corner. but I think I have this top left part down. So this front here is not done, so ignore that. But I know that I do like this thing we did with the Maxis here. But what I was working on was this front area. I want to figure out what to do right here in this area because this is definitely not done. But the part that I was working on was this part right here. So when we left off, this whole area was tore apart. And this is what I have done now. So I went here and I did the little boat docked up against the Swan Lake, which I liked. I went ahead and put the little Ferris wheel here next to the house, which, I don't know, looks cool to me. I also liked the park here. I had trees here, but I don't know. It just didn't seem like just to put trees there. Like I wanted to put something else. And then I put the little boat thing over here. So, I mean, I tried to keep it, I don't know. I tried to keep it to where like the islands were somewhat natural looking. You know, I don't like it when the water goes all the way up to the road. But over here, this area, I haven't figured out what to do just yet. Because I don't really like this setup here. At all. This whole entire setup. I'm thinking about taking out this area with this heart here. And trying to kind of come over into this area right here. And do like a design split display here. And then have it kind of wrap around similar to like over here. I think I could island it off. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I island it off and then had it flow up here. I think I could island it off better. Do a separate island over here maybe. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I know the heart does. I haven't figured out where to put that thing just yet. I really like it. It's just always like in the way. Actually, you know where it could go? If I did, I don't know. I've also got some, See, it kind of matches all these heart things here. That's why it's over here. See the displays? But the only thing it really blocks is the very front of the house, which, I mean, doesn't really block too much, but I suppose I could put it where this house is and put that house where the heart is. Let me try that. Hang on. So basically this is what I do when it comes to design. I just try something, see how it looks, and then try something else and see how it looks. It's basically the gist of it. And then I just rotate out building after building, and that's what takes so long. Really. Actually, I like that much better. Moving that heart fix things a little bit here. Okay. You won't be able to see it until I travel back, but it's okay. Okay, so back to the walkthrough here. Let me go ahead and trying to decide if, let's see, if I should go with hang on. Yeah, I think we're going to buy one of the 5-slot factories because we need to get this over with. So we'll get one of those. It's one down. Ooh, a bar. Go, run. I always wonder how people can afford to sell their shit. You know, like, how do you not need it, dude? What made you think that that would be a good idea? That 800 coins was so worth it. Like, why not just make a couple batches of wood and keep your rare? You know what I mean? I just don't get it. I mean, that's the one mistake I never made. I never sold my rares off like that. I made a lot of fucking mistakes, but that wasn't one of them. I sold a couple really, really, really early on before I even knew what they were for. But it was like 3 or 4. Wasn't many. My biggest problem is I would give them away and help people out. I didn't give them to Global, but I would, you know, help people. Look at this shit. Jesus. So this is kind of what I wanted to do to the front of my city, but then have, you know, an actual display up front. See what I'm saying? Like, you said you only had 150 storage. We're already at 105, and I've only got like 8 hours into this this city here. So definitely start making storage a priority if you guys haven't. That's definitely a plus there. Okay. Make some tape measures here. How many dozer do we need? 2 of each. I might have that on my... I probably should have checked, huh? No bars? Well, I'll trade you. I got bars. Are you on my friends list? If you guys ever want to do trades, you just have to hit me up on Facebook. I mean, right now my notifications are off, but if you tell me, like, who you are and stuff, I'll do it. I can't remember what dozer I needed. Was it exhaust and blades? I think it was. My group will be open also, so you guys can come in and join and do trading. If you guys have other groups you want to be in full time, you can come in for a couple minutes, do some trades, and leave. You don't have to stay for a long time, or you can stay full time. It really doesn't matter. I might as well give myself these locks because I'm not going to use these. Okay. Let's go back to the city here. I think we have enough to do a upgrade. And I don't think we have a expansion. You just, again, just remember to make sure to let me know, okay? When you join in. Alright, cool. Free up some space. Got that done. Remember, you guys, do not do land expansion tasks in Mega. They will keep coming back and they will fuck you up. Did anybody here get a different sale, or does everybody still have the landscape stuff on sale? Nobody got like mountain or beach on sale yet, right? Make notes for our next video, because if you guys, let's see, what's the hardest part for you guys right now? Like, what's the one thing you guys struggle with the most right now? And what's your city level? Let's see, So when it comes to the contest, production is going to be your biggest enemy, especially for you level 18 to 23 players. And then you level 24 players, you guys won't have as much problems with production. It'll be mostly coins and space, because you'll have a little bit more items unlocked, tasks. So you'll be working those. So it'll be space and money. So you guys, that's the other thing. If you get the airport unlocked, you have the VU tower unlocked, and war, that's the one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. That's what this video is supposed to be about. Okay. So when you guys first unlock the war feature, okay, you have to have 35 regular residential houses before you can launch war attacks. Now, somebody had asked me, is it worth it to launch against the monster? Yes and no. So the way that war used to be was, it didn't used to be worth it because you used to have to earn an obscene amount of points just to get a war chest, which only gave you a couple cards or something, right? So now when you go to your war screen, you click on this little star here at the bottom left corner. You guys pay very close attention. When you hit level 18, okay, you're going to go through the war tutorial, right? Now, the first card that you're going to be given is the comic hand. This card is trash, right? It doesn't hit for very much damage, but it's the only damn thing you got at the moment. So then it will probably, depending on, you know, how long you've been playing, and like, let's say you camped level 17 for a while, you guys may have some cards already stacked up from the past or from other rewards. So depending on that, you'll also see an unlock here. So this unlock, what this means is where it says 5 out of 5, that means that I need 5 of this card to upgrade it. And I have to pay a total of 4 keys to do so, right? Now, what happens is, as you launch attacks, you earn points. And as you earn points, you unlock this pass here. Now, if you purchase this pass, you get the top and the bottom rewards, right? Well, if you purchase the first pass, then you go down to the second pass, and this is the second part. And then you have to purchase it an additional time. You don't get the second one again. You have to pay for it. Same with the third. But you still get the free rewards. So what I tell people now is launch as many times as you can. And what you're going to want to do between levels, 18 and 29 or whatever, you're going to be stacking up all of your war rewards. So anytime you get the opportunity to launch war attacks, do it. Okay, whether it be on the monster or in general. Now, the reason for this is because when you get your war simoleons, which these war coins, you're going to be able to buy things in the war shop. Only buy jackpot boosters, okay? Don't buy anything else. Don't buy war items. Don't buy anything else. Just buy jackpots. Now, you guys really should stick to the level 1 jackpots, because the only difference between level 1, 2, and 3 is the time that they are active. So a level 1 jackpot is up for 10 minutes, whereas a level 2 and 3 is for 20 and 30 minutes. Now, at your level, it's unlikely that you're going to be doing any shield busting right away and all that. So it's really not necessary. It's just a waste of coins, right? So what you're doing is you're launching as many attacks as you can to earn these rewards, so that when you get to Mega, you have the ability, when you get that, you're going to get tasks that say upgrade war cards, and those tasks are going to be worth 3,000 points, and they're going to be super easy to get done if you do this, okay? If you don't do this, then you're going to be in a really shitty situation. So, let's say you're in Mega, and you have an upgrade war attack card for 3,000. If you see one that says unlock, that counts as an upgrade. So it will work towards your assignment. Same thing if you see like a launch legendary disaster. you can do like a launch legendary attack on the monster and it will count. Now, if it says launch attack in Club Wars, that's a little bit different, okay? But certain attacks or certain things do work and do get manipulated throughout the game. But somebody had asked me about that, like, you know, how many cards should they unlock? Well, that's the other tricky thing, okay? So let's say that you've been launching attacks, right? And you've been trying to get the pass unlocked. It would be more beneficial for you to, let's say if I had one of the really high ones available, to unlock at least one really high attack so that I can earn a lot more points quicker. So I can unlock shit quicker, right? Rather than just sitting here stuck with this stupid comic hand and comic hand only. Now, if it were me, if you guys do happen to get one, try to get the Not in Kansas. This is a really good one. The Magnetism, that's another really good one, which is the one I'm going to actually unlock for this particular walkthrough city. Okay, so now see where it says 0 out of 15? That means that I have 0 out of 15 of that card. Once I get 15 of that card, it'll charge me to upgrade it. Okay? So the other thing for you beginning players here is these war items at the bottom. This is what the war items are that it's asking for. And then that pink lightning bolt means that's the amount of energy it costs to launch that attack. So on the top right of your screen, you'll see your energy bar. Okay? So if that one costs 2 and I have 12, that means I would essentially, as long as I had the items, I could launch it as many times as I, can, right? So 6 times. So, let's see. Now, the other thing that you guys need to know, for those of you who don't already, so look at here. So see how this guy's health is full? He's got a full bar of health. See where it says 8,120? That's his total points earned in the war. So if I click on the little eye above his name, it shows who hit him and for how much. It shows who put jackpots down and so forth, right? Now, the people that are under shield, the same thing. Okay, so the people that have this little blue dome here, they can't attack you until they fully repair. Now, what I was trying to tell you guys here is, let's say that somebody was 1 health away from death. Should I hit them for 1 damage? Or should I hit them for, an attack that has 10 damage? You would want to save the really low health people for really high point hitters, because it's a waste, right? If you can hit him and get 10 points versus 1, you might as well hit him for 10 instead of 1, right? So you want to coordinate your attacks with the people in your group. And you guys, I know a lot of you guys know this shit, but we have a lot of beginner players watching these tutorial videos, and so I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page, okay? Okay, so the jackpots, what's going to happen when you launch a jackpot is, when you're in your war screen here, you're going to click, when you click on a city to do an attack, normally you drag your card on top of the city, right? So you'll see a button on the right hand side that says boosters, and it will show you your battle boosters. It's going to be the same thing as like a card, okay? When you launch a jackpot on a city, that means that any attack you do is going to be worth double the points. Now, it only runs for 10 minutes, so what you're going to want to do is coordinate your attacks to make sure you have them all lined up, right? So normally what people do is they try to use the full bar of energy all in one shot. So they say, okay, I can launch Not in Kansas 3 times, right? Because it's 4 energy, and they can launch it a total of 3 times, and it only requires 2 war items. So for 6 war items, they can launch 3 times and get X amount of points. So they're going to get double points for every time they hit. Now, once you're done and you've killed off the person, you can tell people that there's an open jackpot that needs a shield bust. Or if they're not dead, you can tell somebody in your group open jackpot, and then they can kill him if he has any health remaining. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say here is, if somebody does say open jackpot, let's say there's a jackpot on Vancouver here, and he has 1 health left. If I had an attack ready worth 2 points, but CPT had one ready worth 10 points, I would tell him to hit it, because I'm only going to get 200, whereas he would have got 2,000, right? So try to coordinate your attacks like that. But that's what the jackpots do, is they give you double points, okay? Now, Shield Buster, what it does is, if you look on your tree here at the very bottom in the Class A, this is the Shield Buster attack. Okay, this is one that you are all going to want to unlock when you get it. Now, what this attack does is, when somebody is under shield, so these people that are in a dome here, let's say that I launched a jackpot, we killed it, right? And we've still got 20 minutes on it. What we would do is, somebody would bust his shield, which repairs his city for 7 health, okay? Now the jackpot's live again, because it's still active. And now another person can jump in and add more points. And that's how they add points. So many points is they line up everybody's attacks and they say, okay, you 3 have Shield Buster ready. You 3 are going to hit for this much. And you just go back to back to back. And then you end up getting an obscene amount of points on one jackpot. So that's kind of how the Shield Buster works. Any more questions on war, you guys? Because now would be the time to ask. War can get really confusing, especially if you've never really done it before. But I just want you guys to know that using the war store for items is a ripoff, okay? Only buy jackpots from your war store. Now, the war store refreshes, I think, every 45 minutes. So maybe every 45 minutes, go check it and try to get the level 1 jackpots for 500 and then only buy 1, okay? And then wait, check it in 45 minutes and just keep doing that and keep buying jackpots. Okay, so the other thing is, when you launch attacks on the monster, it does go towards your VU pass. But also, what it does is, it has a different energy bar. So you can launch attacks on the monster, and then turn around and go and launch attacks in the actual war. Now, also keep in mind, and I know a lot of you guys have heard me say this in my videos, but if you don't launch at least 1 time, okay, you will not qualify for the defeat or victory rewards. So no matter what, if your team wins or loses war, you get something, okay? If you launched at least 1 time. But if you don't launch, you get squat. And you really don't want to miss out on the rewards just from not launching at least 1 time, okay? So the energy pumps and stuff, I mean, they're good. They do help quite a bit if you have a lot of war items and stuff. But if you guys are doing the Missy's Building Guide, especially very early on in the contests and stuff, that's not going to be your main focus. But if you're somebody who is really interested in playing war competitively, then that's going to be a totally different thing, okay? Then your priorities would be different. This is strictly for the Missy's Building Guide. Saying that you were going for, trying to be an avid war player, you would definitely be unlocking cards quicker and launching much higher point attacks and stuff. Is attacking the monster worth it? For a low-level player, it can be simply because of the VU pass. It depends on which cards it's allowing you to attack with. Okay, so when you attack the monster, the rewards aren't all that great, right? But it depends on which cards he's letting you hit with. Because if he's letting you hit with decent cards, you could hit him, relatively quickly and easily, and still obtain quite a few rewards from that pass and benefit yourself. But in general, just to attack him just for the hell of it, not normally. No, he's not normally worth it. It depends on city level, and it depends on what cards you're using. Now, it also depends on how you're obtaining your war items. So when you get attacked in war, you're going to do repairs. So when you guys do your VU disasters, you get the red hats, right? So when you get hit in war, you're going to get green hats. Now, you get war items in return from your repairs, but the repairs are super cheap, like 5 metal or something, okay? So essentially, if you're getting your war items from somebody that's hit you, then it would be worth it to do and launch a ton of stuff, right? But if you're having to do your war deliveries, especially as a higher level player, you could end up spending $20,000 in items just for one war item. And in that case, then it would not be worth it. Whereas if you're getting them easily, then it's much more beneficial. So it just depends, I guess. War's never worth it. It's really just a big joke, honestly. It's more for the entertainment aspect than it is the beneficial aspect. When you look at war and what it has to offer, it has nothing to offer. Whereas the contest of mayors, you're earning rares, you're earning buildings, cash, keys, things like that, right? In war, you're earning war cards, war boosters, and war coins, right? And a little bit of keys to upgrade more war cards. So essentially, you're playing war to win war stuff to play more war. So it's not really benefiting you in any other aspects of the game other than war. So unless you're finding it entertaining, then it holds no real value or purpose to the actual game itself. Honestly, this video probably won't be very long because I got to cook dinner and stuff, and I've been streaming all day. And I got to get these streams a little bit shorter. But I just wanted to jump on here real quick. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow on this city because we got a lot of work we got to do before next week. And next week, I'm going to be showing you guys firsthand how to play the Contest of Mayors and how to pick your assignments strategically. So if you guys want to participate in it, it's going to be like a comm training course is basically what the next couple walkthroughs are going to be. So essentially what we'll be doing is we'll be looking at the task list like this. Okay. And everybody is going to think about, which choice they think is the correct choice. Okay. And then I will explain which choice is the correct choice and why. Okay. So that's kind of like what I do in my comm training courses, except for the person sends me their task list and we talk about it one-on-one. Now, what's happening is I can't train all of you one-on-one, right? So I make these videos hoping that a lot of you can kind of learn from the videos enough until you get the hang of it. And because this is such a confusing topic, it's proven to be really hard to fucking teach. But I think if I can sit down and walk through it with you guys, like right with you guys, it'll be a lot easier than just trying to explain it to you and having you go and do it on your own. For example, if we were in the Mega League, pretending we're in Mega and we're actually trying to win, this particular list, what would be the correct choice here? Well, what do we need to do to determine that? First, we need to do a task assessment. And a task assessment is when you look at your list and you say, okay, what are all of the things that I can do, and what are all the things I know for a fact that I'm not going to do under any circumstances at this current time? Now, that may change later on throughout the contest, but at this current time, what am I not going to do? Well, I know that it's double points week, right? So a 2,000 point task is like a 1,000 point task. So I know I'm not going to be doing that upgrade Paris because I'm in Mega and, well, okay, I'm level 18, so I would be. But pretending that we're level 20, because most of you guys are, okay? We have a factory production that is technically still below our 2K average, because it's technically a 4K average right now. Then we have city expansion, which we don't want to touch because we know it's just going to come right back, okay? We have 4 deliveries for 3,000. Repair, SAPs, upgrade, Latin, tables. Okay, so the correct choice here. Does anybody know which one it is? Okay, so in this case, there is 2 choices here that are both technically correct, but they okay, so the first choice would be bricks. Okay, and the reason why is because the sugar at my level, you got to look at the number, okay? So it's asking for 42 sugar. This would mean that I would have a downtime to run it twice. I'd have to run it twice. Now, if I do the sugar, it's opening up the possibility of it coming back again, which means that much more downtime again, right? If it comes back. So we're going to say no on that just for now. Then the city expansion, we know it's just going to come right back. And it's just going to end up taking another spot in our list, right? Then we have war deliveries, which we know is a premium task, so that would be our second choice. Now, the reason that the bricks was the first choice is because it's 120 points higher than the war deliveries, right? Now, you also have SAPs. So what we would want to do is we would say, okay, in a normal setting, SAPs are at 1,200 points, but they are a production task. So we would want to get those at least making, just in case. Then we have the 1,500 point monster, which we know we're not going to touch at any point for the rest of the contest. So we can eliminate him altogether, not touching it, okay? The Latin American homes, we're not touching that, especially for 1,200 points. So now we also have chemicals, okay? Chems are a factory production task. So we're going to try to avoid that, especially with it being a low points value. Now, tables, again, that's only a 600 point task in a normal comm setting. Now, we may have to do it, but for now, we're definitely going to leave that one sit. Okay? So the first choice would have been bricks, and the second right choice would have been war deliveries. Now, the reason that you wouldn't be doing repairs just yet is because repairs are going to come back for a fact. And when they do, we want them to come back of a low points value. So we want to do that when we're in rotation. And right now, we're not in rotation, right? So that would have been our first choice. But you would want to multitask everything else. So you would want to start making the sugar just in case. Just in case we want to cash out on that, we want to get it going. And let's see, you don't want to cancel any upgrades unless they are worth at least 3,000 points, because they will come back, and they can come back in multiples. So let's pretend that we actually did this task, okay? See, now we got another upgrade. So now our next choice would be the war deliveries. That's our next choice. And I don't have that. Let me see if I have that on my city here. Does that make sense, you guys? The way that I kind of went through it with you and explained like why we're eliminating this task and why we're choosing that. And if you look at the comm guide, if you guys don't have a copy of this, you need it. Okay? You absolutely need it to be successful. Same with the production guide. It's going to help you greatly. Now, if you pick up a copy of the Contest to Mayor's Guide, it tells you on the second page, it'll tell you which ones are premium, or it's going to tell you exactly how many tasks you start with in each round. And then it's going to tell you in which league, based on which league you're in, what assignments are appropriate and which ones aren't. I also go through and I explain to you guys why tasks remaining are important, time remaining, okay? Now, when you get to the 4th page of the building, or the comm guide, you're going to look at it and you're going to say, okay, this is a premium and this is a non-premium task. Now, this is where a lot of you guys make mistakes, okay? Some people think, in fact, a lot of people have this understanding that if something is a non-premium, that it never gets touched. That is not the case. You don't never touch a non-premium task. It really depends, okay? So don't eliminate all possibility of not doing any premiums. So let's go get this war delivery done real quick and see if we can get... And this is kind of what we're going to be doing next week. We're going to be doing these exercises to make sure that you guys know exactly how to do this. Because if you guys can't do the Contest of Mayors, it's going to seriously hurt your game, okay? In order for you to be successful at the Missy's Building Guide, you really do need to be able to win first place in Mega. So it's pretty important that you get this stuff down. And it's absolutely possible for each and every one of you guys to win. As long as you're not, going up against hackers and stuff, it's definitely doable. Shit, why didn't I grab more melons? What was I thinking? For some reason, I thought I only needed one. Hang on, let me get this. You also have to remember that you are limited to the number of tasks that you have. So anytime that you see an opportunity, add more points, you need to take it, right? Saying that it's the right choice, of course. So when we were picking bricks over war deliveries, we were getting more points. And it's a production task, which is premium, okay? Okay, let's go back, do this, and then we'll see which one pops up. We had to do 2 or 3. Was it 2? Must have been 3. Let me see if I have this stuff. 2 carved wood, 2 tables. Okay, got the carved wood. And the tables, and what else? Cement. Only have 1 cement. We're going to skip that one, I think. Donuts, grass. Hang on, you guys. Grass, donuts, and those stupid white pillar things. Which I don't have. So that's the other reason why you guys want to make sure that you have the 5-slot factories and are prepping everything. Which I really need to be doing myself, but I'm playing this city, so. Okay. Do you guys have any questions or anything like that while I'm here? what is your guys' the hardest part about the contest for you? Is it prep, picking assignments, competition, points in general, getting all the assignments done? Nice. What do we need for our next upgrade? Can't remember. Four cameras is what I need. Okay. Let's see if anybody in the group has some. At level 35. But you don't really have a population requirement. So, I mean, okay, so population in this game is not as important as people make it out to be. Okay? All the previous SimCities, or a lot of the previous SimCities, the main source of income was through taxes. The only thing that taxes really do is unlock features within the game. Yes, you get stuff from the taxes, you get money and stuff, but it's nothing substantial. So when you say how much should you have by level 35, there is no what you should have. I mean, as long as you've unlocked Tokyo and other features within the game, which you would have if you had unlocked Tokyo, then there you go. I mean, essentially, that's all that matters, is that you unlock the key features in the game. Now, when it comes to unlocking regional maps, you're going to eventually need 10 million population between all three of your or all five of your regionals in order to unlock all of the maps. But that's not until you start unlocking regionals. So, I mean, especially since you also have to take into consideration what type of homes you have, and is population something that is important to you and why. Okay? So population is extremely easy to get. Extremely easy. People make a big fuss about it, and it's really easy to do. For example, on my other game, my main game, I was at 10 million pop just on my regionals. That's how I unlocked Limestone. All I had to do was pick up my pop boosters, and I dropped it like 8 million people, right? So, especially with these new contest of mayor's guides, you guys, or these buildings here, these buildings are going to help you boost your pop a ton to unlock the airport. If you haven't unlocked the airport and you're trying to, a lot of these buildings have high pop amounts, and they have large coverage zones. I mean, this one's only 20%, but a lot of them are much higher than that. City expansions is this: unlocking your land. So when people ask for city expansions, this is what they're talking about. Okay. What clipboard do we have? We have that beach one, which we're not doing yet. All right, one more contest to mayor's assignment, and we will have completed. Yep, I think I have those. Let's go to. Let me go pick up these cameras. Wait, what did she say? Oh, okay. She's new to trading, so I haven't actually traded with her yet. I hate how you have to open and close the depot over and over. It's enough to make you want to just jam the stylus right through the fucking screen. Just BAM! Especially when this happens, and it's not their fault, you know, that it takes forever. Like, there's been times where I'm like, I accidentally fall asleep, and CPT's like, I'm still here! Fucking 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh shit. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to my city. We'll upgrade our storage, then we'll go grab those items from... See, we're already at 110. We're not doing bad. Now we need 3 locks, 5 cameras. Okay. So what did I have to do? 4 bars for her? Yeah, that's right. Okay. And then I needed cables and hammers. Okay. Oop, shit. Tables. Was it 2 tables? I think it was. I better put 3 up just to be safe. We'll do that and then we'll see what we get from the rewards real quick. I mean, my city looks so much different from a different angle. Jesus. Honestly, when you guys first saw my city, what was your first thought? Was it like, holy fuck, this bitch has a lot of water? Because, I mean, I remember when I first saw a really cool city, I was like just in awe. I was just like looking around forever. I was like, damn, dude, that looks so cool. All right, 1 minute 42 on that. Let's see. Seriously? Okay, so before anybody joins my group, you need to watch the group rules video. So if you go to my channel, type in group rules, and you need to watch the group rules video, and that way you understand what the abbreviations are in my group. But they're pretty simple. This one is let me check, and this is the main one we use. Let me know when you're here. That is what we use every time we post rare items, because in my group we have like 5 big rules, okay? Big rules. And they're not hard to follow, but they are not under any circumstances able to be broken because they just creates too much drama. One of those rules is not posting rare items for sale until that person is at your depot. I don't care if you don't have global or if we're in war and the group's locked and you don't have shit on global. Too many problems happen. People go AFK, games freeze up, people steal shit, people claim it, you know, oh, it wasn't there. Whatever the case is. So always make sure the person is at your depot before you post rare items. The next one is making sure that you always say the amount when you ask for something. It's really annoying when somebody doesn't just say how many they're asking for. It turns what could be 2 messages into like 10 messages. And you'll hear all this stuff in the group rules video. So just make sure that you watch it because you don't want me to smash my phone at 2 a.m. All right. Let's see. Or maybe you do want me to smash my phone. Maybe you're sitting over there like, come on, bitch, break it. Break it now. See how pissed off we can get her and do a rant video. Okay. Let's see. So what do we get here? Garbage. I wonder. Yeah, let's collect it and see if we can do that land expansion real quick. So let's see. How many do we need for? Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll go over here and we'll do this. This wouldn't be the correct choice if we were in Mega, but we're going to do it anyway. Expand. Because we're not in Mega and we don't care. Okay. See how quickly, I've only been playing on here for a little while and we've already upgraded our storage, twice, and land twice. If you have goals, you can really get shit done, is what I'm saying. You got to focus on whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, I could have just been clicking on shit at global and not really accomplished much of anything. Just keep some form of a goal. Like when you open up your game every day, say, I want to have this done by the end of the day, right? Or try to set little goals like I hope to have my storage upgraded at least twice and to have earned X amount of coins or whatever the case may be. Just set little goals for yourself. Otherwise, you'll notice that you'll wake up and you'll have played the game for a week straight and have gotten nowhere. And it happens all the time. All right. Post this stuff up for sale. And then I don't know if I have enough to launch. Let me go see. I think I have enough to launch once. Twice. Okay. Might as well do it. Okay. That gave us something. Actually, I don't even think we unlocked a level of the pass yet. Or did we? Ooh, $2,000. Cool. Okay. It's not worth that. Do we have enough? Yeah, we do. We're going to get our next 5-slot factory, which we can purchase. So now we've got 2 of those. So we'll put techs up in these because we're going to want to start getting our flower production moving along here. And if you guys are below level 24, flower is going to be produced day and night. Do not make melons at night. They make less money than making flour all night. Even though they run for less time, they still make more money. Okay, so quick recap. Make donuts day and night. Make flour day and night. If you have shovels, make grass, okay? It turns a higher profit than saps. If you have the ability to make the nails, make nails over making anything else. But if you don't have the ability to and you're not on the game very long, make cement. Also, make a lot of stuff. You also need to take, that's if you're trying to make money, okay? If you're trying to, let's say, prep for the contest, there's a specific list of items you're going to want to have in your inventory and more of them. For example, not now because we're going to be probably switching into the Santa shop, but before this you would have wanted to prep with a lot of planks because of that carved wood task. Now, if you have the ability to make a lot of hammers, okay, because that's what you're going to use for your chair production. Chairs are going to be your main money maker in the furniture store. Oh, that really sucks. Yeah, you want to make sure that storage is your number one priority. Never, ever, ever sell it, no matter what. There is not one thing more important in this game than those rare items that you're selling, right? So you have to remember, like, look at what it is that you're giving up. You're getting 650 coins to give up a rare item. Essentially, you're selling 650 coins for if you have to pay 18 cash to get a storage item, right? You're saying 18 cash is worth $650 coins. Now, what's so ridiculous is you could make, let's say, 6 batches of wood, right? And earn 600 coins. So it's really ridiculous that anybody would want to sell their rares because of that aspect alone. 650 coins, what does that get you? What are you spending that 650 coins on that's more important than what you're selling? Because it can't be there's not anything more important. Okay, services. Well, so what? The people are a little unhappy. Let them suffer. For the 650, for 650 coins, let them suffer. Okay? Now, if it's for items that you need to upgrade houses, that's not a good enough reason. If it's to finish an epic project, again, not a good enough reason. You're not going to finish an epic project because you sold your rares. If you're in that much of a predicament, you got a problem, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to say here, is there's really never an okay time or a justifiable time to sell your rares. Biggs, when she couldn't finish, like, she'd be at her last 10 points and it would be asking for ridiculous shit. And I'm like, God, why don't you just wait, run a token on something you need, or put out some 2s and 1s since you're at your last 10 points anyways. Do something else, anything else. And so then this one guy I had in my group, I am not fucking shitting you. He went through and he bulldozed all of his factories for money to finish his epic. I'm like, dude, you bulldozed all your $20,000 factories for half price to finish your epic. You're fucking kidding me. And he had a ton of keys. He could have just bought more pointers. Let's not even get... Oh, and then, to talk about a rant, check this out. He started an epic with one 12-pointer building. It was that double hotspot weekend when we had that stadium. It was like a golden goal stadium or some shit. And it was worth 6 points. So it was double points weekend. It was worth 12 points. Now, he only had one building worth 12 points, right? Well, once that one building popped up and he didn't have the items that it was requesting, he went through pure hell. It took him 22 hours to complete it, and he bulldozed half his shit. Now, this is where shit gets really fucking ridiculous. I told him a week before that the city wasn't worth putting time into, that it was nothing but a problem and it was going to hurt him. He had like 150 storage, and he had 2 regionals unlocked. And I'm like, dude, you need to restart, right? He puts the group through pure hell, right? Doing this epic project, getting people to give him free items. And I shit you not, the next fucking day, he decides to restart. Yeah. So, that was enough to make me boot somebody if I ever fucking needed a reason. It's like, dude, that's the shit that irritates me. And those are the people that jump up on my shit and start lurking my stream because they're pissed I booted them. It's like, no, dude, that was just too much. Ask for fucking $70,000 in free items for a city that you're going to restart in a day anyways? Like, come on, dude. After I told you to restart it? Jesus. Now I'm just going off on a rant here. Okay, level 23. Here's the thing. When it comes to levels, you have to ask yourself, what are you losing out on by being the level that you're being, and what would you benefit? So by being level 23, you're not able to utilize those gold tokens. So you're limiting yourself to production tasks. You're not going to unlock something so drastic at level 24 to where it's going to fuck your whole game up, okay? So really, you're holding yourself back by being level 23. So yeah, it is bad compared to level 24. It's not good at all to be level 23. I mean, looking at it under that term alone, and then you have to take into consideration, anytime you want to go up in level, what you really should do is go online and type in SimCity Build It level unlock list. And what you can do is when you type that in, you'll see the list of items or features that you unlock based off the level that you're talking about. And you analyze, how is this going to affect your game, right? So if you're talking from levels 23 to 24, let's talk about that. So level 23, you have animal feed and cream. You also unlock mountain item and the mountain feature. Now, level 24, okay, you unlock an additional factory, gold tokens, epic projects, and bread rolls. That's it. How many bread rolls do you see on the global market? Do they just flood your market? No, they don't. And, I mean, realistically, who would complain if they did, right? So, with that additional factory, the gold tokens, and the fact that you can now do epic projects and start getting that shit done, what kind of fool would rather stay a level 23? You kind of see what I'm going with here? So, now level 25, that is a much bigger jump because you're going to unlock ice cream, home textiles, cheese, the regional maps, but you're not going to unlock that. And then you get a factory item in the regional thing, which again is going to flood the market. You get the fast food restaurant building, the supply store level 1, and then you get gambling. That all gets unlocked at level 25. So level 23 to 24 is an excellent jump. You're just restricting yourself by being level 23. You're missing out on tokens, projects, and factories. And bread rolls, which aren't a bad feature. I mean, even if you get a production task for bread rolls, which rarely happens, that's not really a horrible task to get. So hopefully that answered your guys' questions. Yeah, I'm going to be going to sleep soon too, so. Level 35 is terrible. So, for what you've accomplished, level 35 is terrible. If you guys haven't seen my Should I Restart videos and, you know, when to restart, when should I restart, those videos, you need to watch them. Okay? Between level 30 and 40 are the worst. The absolute worst levels. Okay? Now, once you hit level 43, you unlock all items in the game. So once you hit level 43, you might as well just keep going. Because all you're really unlocking after that is time discounts in your shops. But level 30 to 38 or so is the worst part of the game possible. It's where you unlock all the really shitty items. It's where competition gets crappy, algorithm goes down. It just all around sucks. It really does, especially if you're not prepared. And if you're not prepared, you're looking at being really, really screwed. Okay? That's why a lot of people choose to restart, and that's why they're so much happier and better off. So tomorrow, you guys, we will try to get some more stuff done on here as far as like getting our storage unlocked. But I think we did good today for, you know, an hour and a half. We were able to upgrade our storage a couple times. Now we've also got the time discounts for our shops that we need to do. This one's 12,000 and this one is 15. So that'll be our next step. And so far, population's not an issue considering we haven't really boosted our pop at all, right? But once we get to that point, once we get 40,000, we'll go ahead and do the VU tower, and then we'll start focusing on the airport, okay? Because you're going to need airport, VU tower, and, well, you're going to want all of your shops, or you're going to want those maxed out, okay? Let's see. Also, you guys, remember the when we get the new pass to update your game in the Google Play Store. Because a lot of people on the day of the pass, they forget to update their game the first couple of hours, and they end up like confused on what the hell's going on. So don't forget to do that. If anybody has any questions, now would be the time to ask, because I'm going to be getting off here for a little bit. Well, actually for the night, because I'm going to try to take some sleeping meds and take a nap, because I'm going to be up really early doing the stream tomorrow. So any last minute questions? Let's see. Also, anybody here that does not have a copy of the guides, all you have to do is, if you click on any one of my playlists, there's a 14-minute gold epic. It's a timed epic that I did in 14 minutes. In that video, in the description of that video, there is a link to every single one of my guides. Now, by the end of this month, I'm hoping to have the Omega population and phase 2 of the Missy's Building Guide all typed out and completed and ready for download. And then I'm going to be doing walkthrough tutorials on those guides when they're typed up and done. So if anybody here is wanting to build an Omega city or a Pop city, I will have those guides written up for you guys, okay? Yeah, I've been doing live quite a bit lately. So no last questions from anybody here? And if any of you guys are seriously considering Omega cities or anything, if you guys ever have questions on some of the higher level stuff, I'm more than happy to touch base on it. It just seems that the majority of my audience is doing the Missy's Building Guide, so a lot of you guys don't really ask questions or need advice on, you know, things like regional coins and maps and stuff like that. But I am going to start making videos for you higher level players, because a lot of you higher level players aren't restarting and still need help, right? So I will definitely start getting some high level videos out for you guys. Okay? Population boost. So look at your map here. So if you look at my screen, see how my house right here says 1836? Okay. When you click on the house, you hold down on a residential, and it says service demand low, and it says max pop 1836. That means the maximum number of people that can live in that residence is 1836. Now, what happens is, when you take a specialization category that is, it doesn't really matter which category, when you click on a building, it says pop boost, and it shows you a percentage, right? Now, each category boosts your pop a certain percent, and you'll see these blue lines rise as they get coverage around the area. Now, if you were to place something down, let's say I was to place this down, see how it says plus 146? It means that it's going to boost my population and add 146 people. Now, any homes that are within the vicinity of this green square are going to be boosted that percentage. Now, each type of residence has its own max pop boost. So if you're somebody who wants a lot of population, a lot of people go for the Omega homes because they sit at 2550. I recommend going for regular homes and converting them to epics because they sit at 2411. So they're just barely 100 below, but they actually provide a speed up token and look cooler and don't require, you know, drones and things like that. So that's what pop boost is. It's the blue lines on your map that boost up your population. Each category does it, and each category has its own pop boosters, right? So the Mayor's Pass category typically has much higher pop boosts than any other category. Okay, you guys. Also, when you click on the house, you see these little buttons on the right-hand side? the little hat here, and then this one here. High and low land values. When you upgrade houses in these areas, you will get better looking houses in return. So if you are in a high land area and you upgrade houses, you're going to get skyscrapers. Whereas if you're in a low land value area and you upgrade houses, you're going to get the really short, ugly ones. So the ones like this here, this green one, this is a short, ugly one, right? Whereas like some of these others, these tall ones would be considered skyscrapers. Just in case anybody was wondering what those buttons are for. And let's see. This here, just for you guys that don't know, the $50,000 factory, the only difference between these two, aside from the $30,000 price tag, is that this one can be placed near residence, whereas this one has a pollution square. Okay? So I'm going to get off here, you guys, and everybody have a good night, and I will see you guys in the morning, and we will finish up, we'll get started tomorrow morning. All right, you guys, have a good night.